Hey guys, it is Marianne from Thrive, and today's top tip is about using conditional formatting in Microsoft Excel to help your data stand off the page. And one of the ones that I love is, yes, we can do conditional formatting where we can specifically ask it to do something based on a cell, but quite often we're not working with an individual cell. So I wanted to show you a function that I use within conditional formatting, the formula I use to make sure that when the data changes to a specific trigger, it will allow my conditional formatting to highlight the entire row. So you can see in the data we've got on the screen here, I've got my magic data set, and I've set this one up so that if their state is CA or California, it will highlight the whole row green. And by that, I mean the whole row. So it's still doing the data outside as well. Now, and it's also turning the text green and bold. So as an example, if Marty McFly, if Hill Valley was actually in Florida and I change that, it will undo that formatting. So this is what conditional formatting allows us to do. So I'm going to show you how this one works so that you can use it for yourself. So the first trick is that you need to click anywhere in the first row that this conditional formatting will apply. So somewhere in that, for me, in row 2. We go to conditional formatting. You would go new rule. I'm going to go manage rules, but you would go new rule, and you would go conditional formatting, new rule, and then you want it to be use a formula to determine which cells. So if I do that based on our existing rule, this is the window that we get, use a formula. And you can see what I've got here is that the formula says equals G2, which is that cell there, which says CA. So equals G2 equals, and then I've put in quotation marks, CA, which is what I'm putting here. So that one is the formula that we put in. I then go into the format and I've chosen for it to be a green fill, dark green and bold. Now, this is the first part that's telling it for this row. So if I was to go okay, what you will probably see there, you can see yours will have, if you do the same sort of thing, yours would have 2 to 2 applies to row 2. And what we do here is where you tell it what it applies to. So in my instance, it applies to rows 2 to 16. That's my data. If I was to change that, I might say, well, I'm adding data to this. So I might make it 2 to 50. You might make it 2 to 100, whatever it might be. It's just going to be so that it covers all of your data, okay? And we go apply and okay. Now, the interesting thing is if I was to now type in CA down here, the whole row will go green because that conditional formatting says, don't care about anything else. I'm just looking at this. So try that one and see if it works for you and see if it's the kind of thing that you could use in some of your spreadsheets to allow a whole row to be highlighted.